Joyful day, beautiful beings, and joyful all things, beautiful hearts. It is mine truly, yours maybe, Sierra M. Clark. So I really got something simple that I want to share, and I want to share it from my heart, with all my heart, right now in the present moment, right? Because I could be doing anything. You could be doing anything. So if you were listening to this message, then I thank you, right? I thank you, heartfelt thank you. And so, love, right? Love will never do without you. Pretend that you hear Janet Jackson's voice, but don't miss the words that because I want you, I really want you to white blood cell and every red blood cell that love would never do without you. Love can't even be love unless we have something to love. For God so loved the world. And I promise you, it wasn't them destroying the ecosystem that the for God so loved the world was not about the planet and the earth itself. It was about you. Because guess where you return to when you leave this flesh? Back to the dust of the earth. So for God so loved the world, it was about saying that God loved you. And so that's what I want you to know, right? I want you to know that love would never do. Ooh. Love would never do without you. Love would never do. Love would never do without you. Pretend like you hear Janet Jackson's voice, but listen to the words that are coming from my heart, not just my mouth. I need you to know that love would never do without you, right? And God knew that, Spirit knew that, hence why the love is the greatest of them all. Out of all the three, out of all what you experience, love would never do without you. And so it was intentionally that way. And so I just want to remind you that you are loved, that you are important, and that you are needed. And so share this with somebody else, right? Because if you like me, I was given fill in the blank people, like people who didn't have to, people who I know needed to do it, which means it didn't come from my mama or my daddy. Because sometimes we think when entities birth us that they have to, and they don't. As much as I would like for my daddy to have taught me about the birds and the bees, as much as I would have loved for my mama to be present when everybody else was talking about what their mama taught them, I didn't have that experience. But I want you to know that even in those things, that love would never do without you, right? Love would never do. Hey, so tag somebody who you know loved you and didn't have to, because nobody really got to do nothing for us. We so caught up in our ego and thinking the expectations, but nobody has to do nothing for you. And hence why, right? Let's really just take it back to the reflection of what God came to show us, that out of the greatest of all that you're going to experience, because we are humans in this flesh and we are here to experience things, that love is the greatest of all. Whitney Houston sang about it. So many things are about love, but we're loving the tangible things. We're not loving the humanness of us. And so I want you to know that love would never do without you. Out of all the things I can experience, I love that I get the opportunity to love. I appreciate that in my human experience, that I get to experience genuine love, like just agape love. People who understand the real assignments, like the assignments. I'm dating myself. Who know about what it was? Highway to Heaven. Who knew Highway to Heaven? Right? And Jonathan just literally used to go around picking up people on the highway, but really just blessing people. Because love would never do that so much that a stranger would do the thing for you. And sometimes we'll push it back because the love don't come from where we might expect it. I would have missed a lot of things. And for a long time, I did, because I wanted the love to come from my mom. I wanted the love to come from my dad, because the world almost make you feel like that our parents are not humans and they don't got their own demons to fight. If the world signs us up to be bamboozled to think that the two entities that come together to create our life don't have their own story and their own things that they still need to learn, outlearn, unlearn, right? And so my mom told me, she said, thank you for helping me understand what it means to be a mom. And for a long time, I didn't understand, because you think she birthed me. She should know, but it don't know. Literally, what just happens is when two entities have sex, when male and female have intercourse, a natural thing that happens if she's ovulating is pregnancy. With pregnancy doesn't mean that the entity who did the act understands all the deep things behind that. And my mom didn't, right? My mom was on drugs. And so and I know for a fact of how they talked about my mom when I was a little girl, that they definitely said she was a nobody to her face. So she absolutely felt like she was a nobody. I'm just not learning my dad. I got to be in the car with my dad the other day, and I went and got him, because love would never do. You can't tell me I was going to be my best, most magical millionaire entrepreneur self and not understand or get to know the man that created me, the man who played a part in me even having life. Forget how great I think it is, but I wouldn't be talking to you in this present, in this flesh, if it wasn't for him. And now listen, I'm not saying to dismiss what our parents have done, right? That's not what I'm saying. That is absolutely not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying, it would do you a disservice. Love ain't gonna really feel like love unless you get to know those two individuals, because how you perceive love, what you think about love, comes from a lot of what they've experienced. Yeah, because when you and I were born into the present, when we came through the vaginal canal, right? And actually, when we got spit out of your father's eggplant, even in those moments, right? All what you needed, you already had. They played a part in it being a manifestation. Your life being a manifestation. So now you can create your own life and become an intentional creator of your life. That's all that they were responsible for. Right? And so what it did me no good to not understand the people, because what if the things that my mama was battling with, if I had not taken the time to get to know her, who was to say they wasn't going to turn up like Freddy Krueger and Jason in my life and start hunting me? And what if, because I didn't see the woman in her, or what if I couldn't find the grace to understand, although I might have had my indifferences about her, those things would have absolutely came to kill me, because maybe I would have got on drugs, right? Who would have known? But what I did know, I knew that love would never do, right? Not a real love that we are made of, right? We listen, for God so loved the world, right? And so love would never do without you. And that's all I wanted to say. And then I want you to share it, that love would never do without the person who took the time to love you when they didn't have to. And then even those who we might feel like broke our heart, right? Some people might have broke our heart, but they gave you an opportunity to do the thing that you can only do when you inside this flesh. That's what I'm saying. Like, this flesh is really an experience. It is but a vapor. It is going to be gone. And I know they talk about heaven, and I know they talk about hell, but I don't know if in heaven that I get to experience the love with my cousin when I go to New York and we get to ride on the B train and we looking at eye candy. I don't know if I'm going to experience the love that I do when I'm out in the community. It could feel different. But what I do know that I want to appreciate the love that I'm feeling in this present day at this time when I have breath in my body. So I want you to know from my inside, right? And then I really hope that you understand that love would never do without you. And that's my message. And love as often as you can. Love as often as it can be found. And regardless of how you experience. Don't get me wrong. Listen, when I went through my divorce, I felt some type of way. But I also realized, wait a minute, he needed to divorce me because guess what? I wasn't loving me. So if we real about even the love that we asking for and the love that we seek, the love that we desire absolutely has to start with us. And so in actual factual, my ex-husband did me a great favor in divorcing me because it allowed me to marry myself. It allowed me to get to understand Sierra and know that love would never do. Love would never do without you. Love ain't gonna never feel right and is as orgasmic as you might want it if it don't start with you. Love has to start with you. Love ain't gonna never do nothing outside of what you have given it room to, right? It says the thing about the shark. You can put a shark in a tank or you can put the shark in the ocean. And that same shark in the tank can only grow so big because it is limited. But when you unharden your heart and you give yourself the opportunity to love freely at all times, especially yourself, now that same shark placed inside the giant ocean can grow as big as your insecurities, as your anxiety, as your childhood trauma, as your little daddy girl issues, as your abandonment issues. And those are the things that I'm all naming because those are the things that I've experienced. And I now know that the way that Sierra has given herself the opportunity to know that love could never and it would never give her a love greater than the one that she loves herself. And that's the message. Love will never do, and it sure can't do it without you. Y'all keep smiling, keep shining. A better you equals a better me.